Yo, what's going on, y'all? What's happening? A lot of y'all don't know me. My name is Curtis Curtis. My Instagram gonna be Kurt1017. Y'all follow me afterwards after this interview that's going on right here, man. This is a special guest, y'all. This is a special guest. This is somebody who I've known for a long time, and I haven't seen him in quite some time. As a matter of fact, over 5 years. So that's a hell of a quite some time, man. But y'all know who this is, man. This is Sensation James, man. I'm just here with him, and he just wanted to come by and chop it up with your boy, man. So, man, what's been going on?
Well, I have been focusing on the album right now instead of focusing on beef. Kind of left it alone. I think people get the message that I don't need nobody to, help me make a record. So it's like I'm more focused on building other companies, building other brands, and using the platform that I have now to support other companies. Like there's people out here that's starting from ground up and getting discouraged. Like, man, I'll never hit these numbers. I'll never get this amount of attention. And I'm more on the side of developing their companies and making sure their sales is right, because it's a lot of people getting clout and money mixed up.
Yeah.
Clout and money are not the same.
Right.
People always wonder, like, oh, how does this company attract more money than this company? Why is this company respected over this company? And it all boils down to the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
If I give you a platform, you got 300,000 views, the general public is going to see you as a greater force.
Right.
So you can get away with selling some sneakers once you hit like 300,000. That person that's still pushing their business on Facebook is not going to get that same opportunity. And most people, they'll put a product out early and get a lot of money, and people will congratulate them, but later down the line, those people go broke because they run out of a reliable market to push their brand.
Right.
So in this stage in my career, I've already made it out the trenches, which is the struggle period of trying to get people to know who I am. Now they know who I am, and now on the more celebrity side, I'm about to be approaching it a totally different way.
Okay, man. So, and I'm glad to hear all that stuff from you, man. I'm glad to hear that you really doing it. And I can remember them days where you was just riding around and nobody really knew who you were. You didn't get that type of traction. You didn't get that type of exposure, man. But I guess that's what 5 years of going through what you've gone through will do to you, man. Because, you come back and, you dropping some real knowledge, man. A real knowledge that a lot of people don't know out here. And they don't know how to market themselves. They don't know how to really promote themselves, because a lot of people are so used to having the short term, but now they be willing to put in the long term.
Right.
And so now that you put in the long term, now you're seeing the fruits of your labor starting to come back, man. And I want to keep talking about that, because that's very essential, man. So take these people and take everybody that's listening to how to really establish yourself and how to leverage what you got going on as far as views, like how to leverage yourself in marketing, and how to be really successful, and making sure that you keep the iron really hot when it comes down to the people that's starting to follow you and gravitate towards you, man.
Okay. Well, I started rap when I was 20. That was my practice year, so I wouldn't count that year. When I was 21, I made one commercial banger, which is No English, which is still popular to this day. A lot of people, you go on YouTube and you see it says 2 years old. No, that song is older than that. Okay?
Right.
So to answer your question, beat selection. If you're a rapper, your beat selection has to vary. You can't just stick to these generic type of beats. You gotta choose different types of beats. You gotta experiment with different genres, because there's a lot of local people, they'll get to a certain number in their career and they stay stagnant. You don't want to be that. You want to have a market going on with different producers, hit a certain number, because that's what you call your broke phase.
Right.
Your broke phase is when you're in the trenches, you're struggling to get to 10 to 20,000. You won't achieve the money that you want until you drop an album on top of the market that you've already created.
Right.
Because a market is just something to say, hey, I'm a professional at doing what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
When you hit 10,000, look, I hit 10,000 independently. Whether you pay for promotion or not, You're showing people that, hey, I can do this. I have the skills required. I can get you from 200 views to 10,000. But most people, they get stuck there and they're like, man, okay, they might even be a success. They might get over 10,000, and the money doesn't come through.
Right.
So in that instance, you have to have the market supporting your sales. Your sales, meaning that whatever you put out in the future, you have to market it at a higher value for your old material to be even appreciated on that level.
Right.
A lot of people, they'll get a certain way and they're like, okay, yo, I got the 10,000, I'm gonna make it. I got this huge check coming through iTunes or Spotify or whatever, and then they just go flat broke from there.
Right.
It's about the leases. Make sure you pay off your leases. Make sure your producer's supporting you and all of that, because money is very important. And anything. Like my EPs go for $5, but unlike me, there's some rappers out here that's people that they're treating their albums as if it's an EP, because they didn't start off getting it out the mud and creating their own market. So whenever they push an album, they know people be like, yo, I'm gonna just buy this for $5, and your sales get depreciated because you came into the game not treating your career as if it's a market.
Right.
So anything that you put out from there, your sales is gonna stay just like this. It's gonna stay just like this, and that's not what you want. You want to hit those high numbers, 100,000, 200,000, 300,000. So now you can go up to somebody and say, no, this album is worth $10, $15.
Right.
My merch is worth $30 to $80. Look at my numbers. My numbers support everything.
Right.
So yeah, beat selection. Make sure you choose different beats. Don't have the same flow in every song, and make sure you can experiment with different genres. If you can only rap, get with an R&B singer. This is a marketing game. Tupac had Nate Dogg. You understand what I'm saying? So
Right.
make sure you have other genres supporting you. If you're a rapper, you want other people to support you, like singers, people that do rock and roll. You want to do all these different things. I don't know who just joined, but hey, how you doing, man? But yeah, you want to make sure that you have all these different genres supporting whatever you're doing.
Right. Yeah, man. And that's very, very, very crucial if you want to make it to higher heights, if you want to take that next step, because a lot of these rappers, they get out and they plateau, and when they plateau, it's just like, okay, that's just the way they're going to be, and a lot of people start to really fall off with them, and they don't want to tune in, and they don't want to continue to hear what they have. So for you to just break it down like that, that's very, very essential for everybody to understand, because it's like Jay-Z says, I'm not a businessman, I'm a businessman. So a lot of rappers, they have to be willing to take that next step and follow suit with the business instead of just putting out the product.
Right.
Because you want to make sure that your business mindset is really, really what's going to help you take that next step when you can't really push the marketing phase as far as you rapping and everything. Right. So when you got the mind, it's definitely going to reciprocate down, and that's some really good shit that you just dropped, man. But I want to talk about certain things that you have gone through, certain experiences, because I know it ain't always been peachy. I know that for a fact. Because, you know, when you're in this game, you're going to have some ups and downs. You're going to have some people cross you. You're going to have some people that's going to, you know, do certain things that's going to try to, you know, diminish who you are and just keep you down. So, man, just tell me about certain things that's just going on, man, and what has happened and, you know, how you made it out, man.
Well, I was, my struggle was a little difficult than some rappers. I was falsely detained. You got to be careful of rumors, because people will spread rumors on you when you become successful.
Right.
You got to distance yourself from people that entertain negativity.
Mm-hmm.
And if you ever decide to entertain negativity, make sure it brings you money. I see a lot of people on social media, they'll get all belligerent and curse another rapper out for something they said instead of making a song about it.
Right.
If you make a song about it, it brings you money.
Mm-hmm.
If you talk about it, it's not going to make you any money. Same thing as an actor or a public speaker. You can go through something, make sure it translates into dollars. For public speakers out there that's trying to be public speakers, start a movie so that your speeches gain more volume.
Right. Correct.
Because you gotta have two hustles. Like me, I'm an R&B singer and I rap. So for the people that like R&B, they buy my R&B. The people that like rap, they buy my rap.
Right.
Same thing as a comedian. There's comedians that rap. So the rap, something, you know, it all balances out. Just make sure you have a product to sell.
Right.
And make sure the people that supporting you also have large markets. And if you do decide to work with someone that is less fortunate than you, make sure that you offer something to them and you charge. Yeah, that's pretty much how to stay, you know, surviving in the rap game or the entertainment game as a whole.